Welcome to the Heidi Thorne Show. I'm your host, Heidi Thorne, and in this podcast, I share my real-world self-publishing and small business experience with you. Before we get started, I just want to remind you to like, comment, share, follow, and subscribe. Now let's get on with today's show. I've decided to do another round of my Thorne self-publishing survey to see how self-published authors are doing in terms of income, motivations, and challenges. I did the first survey in 2016 and plan to do it every 2 years. The last survey was in 2018. 2020 was supposed to be the next survey, but 2020 saw a pandemic, civil unrest, and a tumultuous U.S. election cycle that upended almost every person and industry. If I would have done the survey, it would have yielded results that could not be reliably compared to the previous 2 surveys. So I skipped doing it that year and postponed it to 2022. As a side note, however, I did, just before the pandemic, launch the book discovery survey, which sought to gain insight on how readers learn about and choose the books they read. In spite of the pandemic, I was able to collect some really good survey data, and you can get those results on my YouTube channel and podcast. Circling back to the self-publishing survey, I am very anxious to see how the pandemic and all the changes to our world impacted self-published authors. In 2018, I had 163 authors participate, and for 2022, I would like to have between 250 and 500 authors participating. The survey is only 10 quick click-to-answer questions that should take you only about 2 minutes to complete. The survey is on SurveyMonkey. It's anonymous, and a link to the survey is in the show description. The survey is up now, and all self-published authors are invited to participate. Authors who pursue or are considering both self-publishing and traditional publishing paths are also welcome to participate. However, when it comes to the self-publishing income questions, please respond with only your self-publishing income stats. Basically, the questions will be the same as they have been in the past 2 surveys. I ask how many books you've actually self-published, and there's an answer for 0 books. Remember, you're an author as soon as you begin to write. But I do ask about your projected self-publishing income for this year and next year, because even though you may not have any books published as you're taking the survey, you may have them done in the near future. Then I ask some questions about your motivations and challenges with self-publishing, your projected self-publishing income, if you're a business or not, your age, and your gender identity. If you feel uncomfortable with some of the demographic questions, that's okay. I've seen that in previous surveys. It's okay to skip those. The unskippable questions I ask are those on the numbers of books you've published and your motivations and challenges. It's not just a survey about money. It's about your overall experience as a self-published author. And I'm grateful for whatever information you're willing to share. I have made some slight changes to a few questions in the question bank. I have expanded a question about traditional publishing considerations from one that asks yes, no, to one that allows you to expand on how and when you considered a traditional self-publishing path. Also, the income brackets for the book income questions have been condensed for easier answering, as well as the traditional demographic question on gender has been updated and expanded to be more gender identity inclusive. I will be collecting responses from now until November 30, 2022. Then I'll begin the analysis of the data in December. I will be sharing the results on my YouTube channel and podcast in early 2023. I'm targeting sometime in January at the earliest. If you'd like to get updates on the survey's progress, subscribe to my YouTube channel or podcast, and sign up for my weekly email newsletter at the link in the show description. For all past surveys, I have personally funded this research. Running surveys like this costs money for recruiting participants with either social media advertising or survey recruitment services. Survey platform fees are also higher for larger data set collection. And then there are the hours I spend in running the survey and analyzing the data. In addition to your author participation, if you'd like to support this research financially, I've set up a GoFundMe campaign to help defray these costs. The link to my GoFundMe campaign is also in the show description. Thank you so much for your consideration in participating in this project. As I mentioned earlier, if you want to keep updated as to what's happening with the survey, please rate, review, and subscribe to my podcast on whatever podcast app you like to use. I'm on all the major ones, including Apple Podcasts and Spotify. I will also post updated information on my YouTube channel, so just subscribe to that and turn on the notification bell to get an alert when a new video is up. I would appreciate it if you would share the survey or the audio or video podcast with your friends on social media. My self-published books are available on Amazon, Audible, and Apple Books. All you have to do is go to one of those sites, type in my name, Heidi Thorne, and a list of all available titles will be shown. If you'd like to connect with me, my website is HeidiThorne.com. Thank you so much for listening and for your support. I look forward to talking with you again in the next episode, and in the meantime, have a great day.